99X, we are the Morning X. It's Barnes and Leslie, 5K a day. Just a reminder, that's what we have to give away. That's in $1,000 increments throughout the day. All you have to do is listen for a keyword. That's it. A keyword, and then you text it in, and we'll pick a random person, and you'll get it. Your chance at over 150, or right at, I keep saying over, your chance at 150,000 in cash from 99X. There was a bit we did last week that the phones were so overflowing that it would not stop, and it kept going throughout the day, and that's funny because anything we talk about music, and that's what happens.
Yeah, it's just entrenched in your memory, of course.
The topic and the question was, name an unforgettable concert experience. And so many people responded, and so many people left. So if you would like to give yours, now's the time, 470-741-4999. And we talked about what got the thing started was I was mentioning Sphere and how just seeing any show at the Sphere in Vegas is an unforgettable concert experience.
Which is interesting because you've been doing this a long time, and this was a recent experience, but it just sort of eclipsed everything else.
And that was the tech behind it that made it, to me. And if you heard the other, we did, I think, 2 segments full of people. The answers were all over the map for the reasons why. So I posed that question again. Name an unforgettable concert experience. Morning X, good morning. Who is this?
Hi, my name is Sean Curry.
Hey, Sean. So name an unforgettable concert experience.
Well, it's kind of a two-fer, but I'll make sure to combine them quickly. In 1992, it was Eric Clapton at the Omni.
Okay. What made it unforgettable?
So I walked around the Omni a little bit before he came on, and I saw a little thing that was win one of Eric Clapton's guitars. And I was just a teenager at the time. I was 16 years old. Huge Clapton fan, obsessively. So I wrote my name down and my address and stuff and dropped it in a little box. And I think that was May of 92. A little later on, I get a letter in the mail that I won the guitar.
Wow.
And so it came in. It was used autograph, just one of his tour guitars. It wasn't like Blackie or anything amazing, but it's just red tour guitar, signed Clapton series.
That's cool.
And I was in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution for it.
Nice.
And it was pretty great. And I was in a band, so I continued. I played the Masquerade, the Rec Room, the Strand, all that kind of stuff. Still have it. And then a couple of years later, a friend of mine got me a volunteer security gig at Clapton's blues tour after he came out with From the Cradle. So they say you can't talk to him or anything, but yeah. I go and I get to stand right in front of the stage, and he's about 10 feet away from me. And so I'm just kind of watching him the whole time, which you're not supposed to do. And it was an amazing concert, just standing there a few feet away watching. And then afterwards we finish up, he goes back, we go back, and he starts to walk out, and everybody that knows him, good show, Mr. Clapton, that kind of thing. Like I said, we're not supposed to talk to him, but how could I not? So I, just also yelled out, good show, Mr. Clapton. He had a lady on each side of him walking through the back to his limo, and they looked over at me, smiled, gave me a nod, and I swear I wanted to throw up. I was so excited. So those 2 concerts back to back.
That's actually pretty cool. I thought you were going to mention that you won his guitar, but you were told not to talk to him.
Well, he was working. Like, you were the less secure security guard like I've ever heard of. You were like...
Yeah, they had the hired security, or the security that actually worked there. Then they outsourced to these volunteers.
Right, the volunteers.
Regular security to talk to them. I'm walking around this skinny 6'4", long hair dope who's just, dying to meet Clapton, but I wasn't allowed to say anything. So I just spit that out as quick as I could, just so I could, if I got fired, it's like, that's fine. I just did a volunteer gig.
Yeah, volunteer security, those are the dudes that didn't want to buy a ticket, but they want to go to the show anyway. And so they're facing the wrong way.
Volunteer security, we were all just big fans that's funny. Couldn't afford the show.
That's a full circle moment, Sean. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest moments of my life.
Thanks, man. Have a great day. We'll see you later.
All right. You too.
That was a cool story.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Morning X, who's this? Hey, who is this?
Hi, this is Jerry. I was on mute.
Talk to us about your unforgettable concert experience.
Yeah, I've had a bunch. I was in bands and did promotion for a while. And I've been to, I was at the 99X anniversary show that Bonds was mentioning a couple weeks ago with the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely up there. Great stories there. But the one I wanted to share is actually a different one that someone from the Morning X actually made happen for me.
What?
I was in high school, and I was obsessed with the band Finger 11. They came out with their first record when I was in high school. And a lot of people know them from, like, Paralyzer and some of the singles they came out with in the aughts. But their first record was, like, huge to me. I played it every day for, like, 3 months straight. And I had to see them. They were 99X sponsored a show in, like, August at the Masquerade. It was Fuel with Finger 11 opening in Heaven. And I didn't have any money to get tickets. I tried to win tickets, no luck. My friends had tickets, so we all, caravan down there. I took a separate car in case I couldn't get any tickets, but I was determined to get in the show. And I just wandered around that big stone wall in front of the Masquerade where everyone's queued up to go in, And it was like asking people, and I didn't have any money. I don't know what I was expecting, but I eventually, I couldn't find anything. So I just sat down on that little stone wall where they, all those old rusty cotton machines were by the ticket booth.
Yep.
And I was just sitting there smoking a cigarette, and some guy comes over and sits down next to me and asks about my light. So I hand him a lighter, and we started talking, and, my friends eventually come by, and I'm waving at them, and I start telling them how we're, like, in a band together and talking about our band, and he says, well, I work with artists. You should send me some of your stuff. And I was like, okay. And he hands me a card, and it says Just West, and it's Lanny West. And I didn't know who Lanny was. I was in high school, so I listened to you all for 30 minutes a day, maybe. And so I had no idea who he was.
Well, for those that Lanny is Leslie's husband. For those that don't know, Lanny
this is an interesting story.
And wait, he wanted a light?
Yeah, we were sitting down smoking cigarettes in front of the Masquerade.
Lanny smoked cigarettes?
I guess he did.
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow, the more you know. Okay. And then what happened?
I was going to ask if he quit or not.
I guess so, because I've never seen him smoke.
I don't think he does now, no. But what happened?
So we kept talking, and eventually he's like, well, I think we might be able to have a spot. I think my friend, whatever he said. And I didn't know that he was married to you, and you came walking up the sidewalk, Leslie Fram and some other people. And he says, hey, Leslie, do we have an extra spot on the list? And I was like, what? Okay. And I knew you. So now I was like, okay, this guy's serious, and this is cool. And he walked me over to you, and I gave you my name, and you put me on the list. And it was great. You got me in. I think you had to run, you were there to interview Fuel or something like that. And the show was starting upstairs at the exact same time. So I said thank you real quick and just ran upstairs. But it was great. And I got in, and all my friends were there, and it was blazing hot in the Masquerade. And I remember catching a water bottle out of midair from the drummer Finger 11. It was like a Pepsi commercial. It was just one of those nights where everything came together, and Leslie, mainly because of you. So thank you.
That is a great story.
I learned about your concert experience, and I learned that her husband smokes, which I need to get with Lanny on. How do you not know, Leslie, that he smoked?
Maybe it could have been one of those things, when you were out, you'd be out and you'd have a drink and you smoked. Yeah. Maybe that's what it was.
But you don't know, honestly.
I think maybe back in the day he did. Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, thanks for sharing that story. That's going to instigate some other conversation later. That's cool. Appreciate you. That's funny.
All right, absolutely.
That's
Thank you.
Take it easy. We'll see you later. Bye. Now, why was Lanny there and you weren't there, and you come up with your, ensemble?
I guess I was there and he was my +1, and I was running around.
That's so funny. Rando.
That's really funny.
Unforgettable concert experiences. We'll have to do some more of those next hour.
Football season is here. Oh, man. Believe has the podcast to enhance your football experience.
We got to embarrass them into doing things the right way.
From the pros.
Definitely one of the most interesting quarterback rooms ever.
To college.
Michigan is set at 8.5 wins.
To fantasy.
If you feel that way, why didn't you trade him?
Become a better fan and listen to the football podcasts from Believe.
Oh, man.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.